So I've had a lot of folks reach out to me and they're like, "Hey, buddy, I can't see your whole screen." I do shoot my live streams vertical because a lot of people watch live streams on their phone, and I like to do videos that are horizontal and all that. More of my review videos. So please check those out. But these are just really kind of live, off the cuff times to hang out. That's the way I kind of view this, guys. Is this is a good time if you have a question, you just want to hang out with a fellow coffee nerd. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you follow me on Instagram and you follow me on my Amazon storefront because I do put a lot of stuff out there, guys, and all that good stuff. But hey, guys, my name is Tony. I am a total coffee geek. If you haven't figured that out yet, I hope you're a coffee geek like me. If you enjoy talking about coffee, this is definitely the area to hang out in for sure. All right, guys. So today I just kind of want to do an impromptu video, discuss a couple things about finding a budget espresso grinders and kind of talk about some new grinders I have coming. And I also wanted to pull a big giant shot of coffee with you. This is a step down basket. There's a lot of talk about this lately on the whole interweb and all that good stuff and chatter on social media. And we're going to make a big shot today because I haven't had any coffee. When I do these live videos, I kind of like to have my first cup of coffee with y'all just because why not? Like I said, it gives us a good opportunity to hang out, talk about coffee, and, you know, yeah, all the good stuff. Guys, let's go ahead. I'm going to go ahead while we're chatting. I'm going to get some coffee measured out. I'm using my iCup mini scale. This one, I think the batteries are just about to die, but I think we're still good to go on it. I'm also using a new iCap scale that I have over here on the actual espresso machine, and that is a long-lasting one, so pretty cool. I am going to be using, let's see here, this basket today, okay? And this is a new portafilter handle by Normcore I just got. And I'm going to go ahead and swap out my good old faithful MH Bomber basket for this big giant step down 4-shot basket, the behemoth. Hey Alexis, how you doing, buddy? This is the behemoth basket right here. So this is a step down basket, and Lance and all the YouTube folks, YouTube folks have been kind of, whoa, watch it now. We're talking a lot about step down and making soup and all that stuff. I've always liked to make a really big shot of espresso. That's always been one of my favorite things to do, just because that's how I enjoy. I like big shots, and I cannot lie. What can I say? Usually, the way that I've done this before in the past is with a 51 millimeter portafilter, and let's see if I have one handy here. Yep, sure do. Dropping stuff. 51 millimeter portafilter with my DeLonghi ECP. You guys, DeLonghi ECP is one of the best budget grinders, budget espresso machines you could ever get. I picked this one up on Facebook Marketplace for 40 bucks. And that's what got me into my home espresso journey. And then I have right over here in the box, brand new, because I have another one. That's a SHARDOR grinder that I picked up. That one I got from SHARDOR to give away. I got to do this giveaway. But I picked up that grinder for like 60 bucks. And guys, that's all you really need to do to make good coffee at home. A lot of times, forever, I got in my own head about making good coffee because, I used to work in a cafe, college. But yeah, here's the 4-shot in the 51 millimeter basket. And that creates that puck depth that everyone's been searching and talking about lately. It's been the hot topic. So we're going to go ahead and pull a shot like that today, for sure. Hey, my friend. Yeah, I hope everything's going good for you today. Definitely thanks for hanging out with me, for sure. Always appreciate it. Hey, man, and I love the questions you give me on Instagram. You guys, you're always more than welcome to hit me up and DM me on Instagram. When it comes to this geeky stuff with coffee, I always love talking about it. My wife was asking me, like, you were asking me a question the other day on Instagram, and she's like, "Who are you talking to?" She gave me that look like all suspicious. Now I've been married almost 20 years. I love my wife with all my heart. We're soulmates in every way, but I usually don't like start, on my phone. And she's like, "Are you talking to a coffee person again?" I'm like, "Yeah, honey, talking to a coffee person." So, yeah, anybody, guys, if you want to chat, have any questions, I'm always welcome to hang. So, as long as I have time, I'm cool. All right, so let's go ahead. Let's pull this big 4-shot 58 millimeter step down basket. This really isn't the step down basket video. I am determined to make one. But if you guys watch Han and you watch a lot of the YouTube folks talk about coffee, especially when they're talking about these soup shots, there's a lot of really pro kits you can buy, okay? There's a lot of really professional, high-end, and I'm going to tell you guys right now, if you want to get those, please get them. I think Kraft is one of those that makes it. I think they're based out of the UK, and I think their whole kit cost about $100. So they give you a step-down basket when you order one of their kits. You usually get a puck screen that fits right on top. And then they have, this is not it. This is the Jank Master 5000. They have this really cool spring that is the size of about 49 millimeters that sits above and basically acts like a pressure, putting pressure on the puck screen to keep your puck tight so that when that pressure hits inside the portafilter, you're not creating this giant air pocket, which could be kind of a mess to clean, okay? So I'm always trying to find the janky way to do it. I mean, the budget way to do it. And I ordered some springs, okay? These are actually springs for a percolator that are stainless steel that you get on Amazon. And I actually have so much experience with church percolators for coffee. A, I'm that old. And B, I used to be a pastor. So setting up nonprofit coffee machines and, those going to, AAA or AA and all the other, rehabilitation places. You guys know what I'm talking about, those giant percolator machines. I've lost one of these screws before, or excuse me, springs before. So this is definitely something I'm familiar with. So basically, I've created like the janky way to do it. So a kit like Kraft sells, I believe, like I said, it's about $100. Does Weber have one that they have? And I know that Normcore has a set. The one I'd really recommend is Normcore right now, budget wise. I think theirs is about $50. But guys, I got this on AliExpress for $5. It was so cheap, I bought two because I wanted to make sure it came, okay? And this one came in AliExpress. This is 49 millimeter, but really all the 51 puck screens work perfectly fine. And I bent out my own spring to goof around with it. But I'm going to tell you guys something. There's a cheap way, and then there's the hard way that doesn't always give you the same results. And sometimes this is not a bad way to go, but it sometimes might pay to actually have the real kit that someone's put R&D and love and care and developed and manufactured and made. So I will try to get one of the main kits if I can. They're just a little pricey for my budget. But today, let's do this first shot. I'm going to go ahead and do it without a spring or anything fancy. I'm just going to use some puck screens and go that route. Okay, I'm going to show you guys kind of the best way I have to do it. So let's measure out some coffee. I've been using this a lot lately. I'm not going to use this today. We're going to try something different. But I've been using a lot of Lavazza beans, guys, because I've been doing a lot of testing for grinders, and these Lavazza beans have been really performing really well. And I've had a lot of you reach out to me to ask me what beans these are. These are the Super Cremas. They are a great deal. They're about $15 on Amazon. Go to my Amazon storefront, guys. I always have links on there, especially for these beans. These are like what I like to call the house beans. We might use some of those here pretty soon. Today we're gonna go a little fancy pants because I have something good here. Today I'm gonna be using Good as Gold, and I'm gonna be using Chiapas. So this is a really good one. I really need a good, robust cup of coffee, and I'm gonna pull it in one of my big boy glasses here. So definitely gonna do that. So let's go ahead and let's go crazy, guys. Let's do about 21 grams. 21 or 22, something like that. I am going to go with a coarser setting because, again, that is the beauty of having that really big puck depth. It really does. It's very well suited to that coarser setting. Let me turn this on. Okay. Alrighty. Guys, I'm super excited. If you've looked at the thumbnail on this video, I have definitely got it confirmed. Tracking information has been sent, my friends. I have the commercial grade SHARDOR 64 millimeter grinder, the one that everyone's been just losing their mind over on social media when it comes to how cheap it is and budget wise. I'm getting their commercial grade version. So it's an all metal build. It's literally something that's been marketed to cafes pretty much all around the world. There's just no other way to say it, like a lot of cafes in Asia. I have become a crazy follower of some YouTube channels out of South Korea, out of Vietnam, out of China, who sometimes they get stuff that we get later. That's the best way to put it. And I've seen a version of this grinder, and I'm actually super excited that SHARDOR is putting it out. The link is in the description of this video. But basically, guys, it's going to run about 300 bucks. And I think it's the answer to everyone who's like, well, I don't want plastic. You know, personally, I'm all about budget. I don't mind if something has some plastic to it. I'm really a firm believer in making coffee accessible to everybody. And I love when something is a market disruptor and allows people like me who are getting back into coffee, or those of you who have never gotten into coffee and you're getting into coffee for the first time, to make really high quality coffee at home. And the truth is, this grinder has been a game changer. Oh, I realized I didn't have it turned on. There's so many videos out there about this, guys. I'm not, by far, I wasn't one of the first ones. Han talked about it with Randy on his channel. And like I said, I love Han's channel. I love watching his lives. They're epic. This grinder is just crazy good for the price. You know, 150 or so. I got this one for about 140 on special. I've swapped out the burrs on it. I have multi-purpose burrs. Pretty much done every single thing I can. I love this. And if you guys are looking for a budget grinder that is awesome, they also are really, I think, the OEM, so original manufacturer of this grinder. And this grinder, I'm telling you guys, is one that's been really awesome too. It's about $200 on Amazon here in the States. And it is just incredible. So this is the Mokkom. It's basically the same thing. The difference is stainless steel built on the outside. You get some cool stuff like a catch cup. And then you get this blower with it. This is actually the blower that comes with this. And SHARDOR is actually selling this blower too for like 30 bucks, which is worth it. Okay. So that's awesome. But the new one that they're doing, let me pull it up in case anyone hasn't actually looked at it, because I do have it over here pulled up on my screen. So there's the Mokkom that is on Amazon, and then here is the new one they're doing. And guys, I am crazy excited about it. Let me grab it right now. Oh, here we go. Yeah, guys, I have my Amazon storefront. You guys are always more than welcome to click on that. Like I've said before, it does really help support the channel. So basically, it's $2.99, and then there's a coupon code right here that makes it $2.49 if you're in the States. But this thing is just awesome. Look at the build on this. This is blowing my mind. That's what I'm really excited about. The folks over at SHARDOR reached out to me, and they said it weighs a lot. It's really heavy, and I think it's pretty much, like I said, what everyone's looking for. The thing is massive. All metal construction, little foot things. Oh my goodness gracious. Yeah, this just looks so awesome. You got your 64 millimeter Flat Burr Grinder. It has a portafilter holder that's been redesigned. They have, of course, the anti-static technology in there. Yeah, it's cool, guys. I'm pretty excited about it. So definitely a cool one for sure. And for 250, if you think about the price of a DF grinder versus that, if you are just stepping into espresso, I'm always going to recommend something like a DF64. Okay, MiiCoffee has a great one. Espresso Outlet, awesome. You know, those are the great places to go. But if you're really on a budget, this is a great alternative. So is the other one for sure. Yeah, absolutely. So this espresso machine, thanks, Tom. The Gemini is on sale right now. Also, Gemini is doing a sale for the Owl. Oh my goodness, guys, the Owl is super cool. But this one's awesome. This really is. This Gemini has been one of my favorites. Okay, let me stop talking. Let's get this coffee. I need my coffee, guys. So I'm using for this one. What would y'all rather have me see? Let's put it that way. Do you guys want to see the Mokkom or the Hanyu? So the Hanyu has the Flat Burr 64 HU style. The Mokkom up here has the HU style espresso forward. Regular burrs, the ones with the holes, basically. Let's see what I have them here. Yeah, I have this set out of the the SHARDOR here. What would you all rather see? Dealer's choice, right? And I'm not the dealer, you're the dealer. All right, guys. It's a hard one here. I've been using this a lot lately, and I'm going to use this, I guess, right now. So basically, for this one, I'm going to definitely go coarser. So I'm going to do this one at about a 2. I've explained this to you guys before. I've had to readjust the collar a couple times, but once that was done, it was good to go. So let's go ahead and let's use this. Okay. Again, this is 22 grams right here. 22 grams. And this is going to be a big shot. I'm going to pull about, I think about 70 or 100 grams or so when I'm done. Now, I'm not going to call this Lance's soup. This isn't Lance's soup recipe. But I do really, I like Lance's, I like him talking about all this because for a long time, guys, I would brew a Spro over. And that's always been one of my favorite things in the morning to have as my first coffee in the morning. I prefer it to a pour over. So that's kind of the thing that I've always really liked this style of coffee, espresso making. Now that I've talked a little bit, I think this is nice and hot. Yep, I can feel it nice and hot. The Gemini is a boiler system, so that's one of the things I love about the Gemini. Look at all that. Isn't that awesome? So I love the catch cup. I've said this before because I like to do a little bit of a shake when it's hot. Okay. Give a little smack here. The only problem I always forget with these big baskets is I'm so used to having that clearance. And if you have a portafilter kind of system you can put it into, I do have one off camera, but sometimes a little hard to get the angle on there. That's what I'm going to recommend. As soon as you start doing these big shots, think about that for sure. Having one of those, basically like a portafilter holder or prepper. I've actually thought about purchasing another one just for doing the videos. I'm going to get my WD tool, give this thing a good little mix. Look at all that. That is a lot of coffee right there, my friends. Typically with my pour overs, I do about 22 to 25 grams. And usually, you know, I try to do the 15-16 ratio. So, a lot of water. When I make pour overs, I share it with my son. We kind of split it. We've been doing the ratio a lot, guys. The ratio 2 cup has been, oh man, a saving grace in this house. All right, cool. Now, your traditional way of doing things, you got to think a little outside of the box. So again, big giant shot. Look at that. Look at that, y'all. I have my regular distributor, but I don't even know of the depth. Oh, it does. The depth works. Coolness. This is a gravity distributor. This is the V6 by iCap. Guys, if you have a 51 millimeter, here's the 51 millimeter. I love this thing. I love what iCap's done with this so much that I had to get two for the 51 and the 58. Okay. So let's go ahead and this is where it gets a little tricky, okay? So if I get my iCap, just so you guys can see this, and this is, hear that? And it did just get the top. It actually did get it. And I like this one short because I can almost air tamp it. But I have a feeling that tamp is still not perfect because of that depth. So let me see here. Here's my, yeah, I mean, I guess, I don't want to touch it. Oh, I knew it. I knew it. Look at that. That's not a good sign. That's not properly tamped in. Okay. Changing my thought pattern here. Let me grab, I have so many of the calibrated tampers that I don't have a lot of non-calibrated tampers. Let me find a non-calibrated that's the right size. Or one that I know will get down to that depth, because that is the key. You're dealing with a lot more headspace. Yeah, here we go. So this is not my regular calibrated tamper. It is a calibrated. Oh, goodness gracious. It's what happens, guys. This is the difference. It's the depth. Let me just find an old school option. Goodness gracious. And these are kind of the things, once you start kind of experimenting with this stuff. Yeah, here we go. Cool, we're good. Here's a traditional tamper. It's the, like I said, it's the depth. And these have, this is where things can get tricky with this. Let me just show you what I'm talking about, guys, because this is a little wonky. So you have the way these baskets work. I'm trying to see if I have my other basket. Yeah. It's step down. So basically the tamper is not going below this point. So that's what the issue is. And I just, as I'm doing this, I'm kind of realizing, oh yeah, I'm being stupid. This is the reason why. Is because of the diameter. It's not the diameter of the 58. It really needs the smaller diameter. And I'm using a 51 to go ahead and do this tamp. Just to show y'all. Yeah. See the difference? It's because of the diameter of here. So really, again, it's one of the stupid things I didn't really think about saying in the beginning is that you are going to need that smaller tamper. That's why getting one of the kits is a good way to go. So that is definitely a true fact. There's a reason why they sell the kits, guys. There's definitely a reason why. I'm going to go ahead and do, again, this is more of an experimental thing, guys. I'm going to add the puck screen right up here, but I'm also going to add an additional one because of the space, okay? And like I mentioned, there's a lot of space in this group. So I actually am going to add a 58 on here, just so I don't have too much backfill of grounds into my unit. Again, very non-conventional, very espresso geeky, not the traditional. If you're new to espresso, this isn't how you make espresso. This is how you make experimental craziness. And guys, there isn't anything wrong with having an experimental crazy shot every now and then. I do it too many times. All right, let's pull this crazy big shot. All right, let's check it out. see the pressure's not quite building up. Oh, it's getting there finally. Look at that. Oh, that's so cool. It's sitting right below 9 bars. Right below 9. Guys, remember, I'm going to try to get this to about 70 to 100 is my gram level of coffee out. I'm digging the way this is looking, though. It's sitting right at 9 bars. Right now, I'm at 60, almost about 60 and 30. That's pretty good. Y'all, I'm digging this. Here, let's stop it here. So 73-ish, 72, and 100 and, well, over a minute. Almost, yeah, over a minute and a half or so. But man, look at that. Oh, goodness. Look at that crema. That is awesome. That looks tasty. Let's go ahead, for the sake of not science, let's just put on the refractometer. Oh, man, this looks good. Nice crema buildup. For all that coffee, oh, man, don't spill it on the side. All right. There we go. All right, let's just take a look. Again, not for science, for my own benefit. 6.34. That is definitely what I expected. So regular espresso range is 8 to 12. This is right under espresso. That is totally what I expected, guys. When you're making one of these big shots like this, that is definitely to be expected. Let's give this a taste because I cannot wait. Like I mentioned, y'all, I have not had any coffee today. So, oh, I need my coffee. I need my coffee. All right, guys, let's give this a little taste. Okay. Cheers, everybody. Cheers. We'll pull a couple regular shots. Don't worry. Nice. Delicioso. Oh, my goodness gracious. Oh, that is so good, y'all. Man, that is really good. This is like a pour over, narrow press. An espresso machine had a baby. It's delicious. I love these beans. The Chiapa beans are just awesome. Very milk chocolate, cinnamon, a little bit of your abuelita's nutmeg. Throw some cinnamon sticks in this thing, and I would have my grandma's coffee. Oh my goodness gracious. Absolutely delicious. This is a sipper in every single way. This is a type of coffee. This is a good morning coffee. This is, if I would go crazy to have a cinnamon roll, a churro, or just some type of donut. Oh man, absolutely amazing, guys. If you want to just make something fun and do a little bit of experiment, getting a big step down like this is fun for that. There's just no other way to say it. Let's go ahead. Let me show you the joys of clearing this though, because this is where it gets a little dicey. So basically, look at all that. I'm going to show you something. Oh, cool. Let me just knock out the puck strings. There we go. Look at that. I actually think this did really well. When I've done this before, there's been water sitting up top, but this time there isn't. So this is one of my favorite shots so far to take like this. Look at that puck. It's not totally broken down. You know, you would knock it out like you would knock out any other puck. But just remember, the big ones, they might create a little bit more work than, you know, knocking out a normal 58 puck. Because, you know, there's that groove in there and all that. So, yeah, crazy, right? Oh, as I make a total mess here. Total mess. Y'all, definitely, I hope you take away from this that this is a good experiment. It's always good to goof around with your coffee and have a good time, because that's the whole point. At least that is for me. That's why I like this hobby. It's a good hobby to have, because you can make some good stuff at home and enjoy it. I will make, at one time, a full video on it. I'm going to be honest, guys. The only reason why I haven't made a full video on doing coffee just like this is I do kind of feel like everybody in the Brothers been talking about it just a tiny bit. And I also like to just kind of learn from everybody. I follow so many folks on YouTube, and I am subscribed to everybody. And I like getting different perspectives and seeing how they think about it. Um, I Jacques from he has the MiiCoffee show. He was talking about it. I think in his video he said he wasn't a big fan of that particular type of pool. I've been doing it for a long time, but I just did it on the 51 millimeter DeLonghi. So I dig it, you know. I think everyone's going to have a little bit of a different opinion, and it all comes down to taste. You know, what tastes good to you. I love experimenting with stuff like this. So I love it. I love it when Lance starts talking about that. Making the crazy mainstream, in my opinion. But cool. Let me grab another basket, and let's pull another shot. Let's do a little bit of a traditional shot here. Yeah, so thanks, Tom. Yeah, I'm reading your comments. You were saying what portafilter is the one that you're using right now. So this is an ICAP top of the portafilter. So I really love ICAP for their 58 millimeter. Let me clean this while we're talking. For their 58 millimeter E61, basically, you know, portafilters. I think they do a really great job. I like this because it has a little bit of a cutaway. So if you have that smaller basket, you could take some great pictures, and it's just, it's nice. It's less metal, so less to heat up. The handle is a Normcore handle. Hey, how's it going, Red? It's a Normcore handle that you could buy aftermarket. So I've replaced it. I have a couple handles that I always have kind of chilling here. Don't want to drop this. This is this really nice one that I got from Ollie, but this is just a beautiful handle. I'll swap those out. You know, that ICAP just makes really awesome stuff. Here is one of my second favorite ICAP, basically portafilters, and this is their big metal behemoth portafilter. It's not what it's called. It's what I call it. Beautiful design, all metal construction, ionized aluminum, stainless steel. Matter of fact, we'll use this to pull our next shot. So this is a really good one. Let me skip in there. Oh, as I'm telling you guys, I gotta get more organized. My wife's always killing me about this. Yeah, so we'll use that. Let's get this hot, and let me put, I'm always trying to, I never want to leave a portafilter naked behind. I was trying to figure out where I put my other basket. Let's go ahead and let's do another shot, and we'll use some of the I'm trying to see what beans I have available, because I just got some new beans, but I think I left them in my kitchen. Yeah, let's just go ahead and do some Levantas. Okay. Yeah, definitely a good old staple. Always recommend them. So let's grab some, let's do some measuring here. And then I'm going to go ahead and pull this one. I'm going to do this with the Mokkom right above. So we'll do the Mokkom. You guys, I just think it's an awesome grinder. Here's the crazy part. The other thing I forgot to mention earlier in my video here. I am getting a new grinder from MiiCoffee. I am so excited about it. It is the DC63, and that should be coming pretty soon too. That's the other new one. If you've seen the thumbnail that I have on the thumbnail, it is a 63 titanium red conical burr grinder, and y'all, it is crazy. I can't even believe the size. So 63 millimeters for the burr set. I've always wanted to have a grinder that was just like the mega conical burr grinder. And I think this is going to help me kind of get to that point as far as grinders go. I've got these awesome flat burr grinders, and I love my flat burr grinders. I'm always curious to listen to other folks on YouTube and other people debate. For espresso and for coffee, which one's preferred? Conical versus flat. The reason why it always interests me is because I think that the answer is both. I know that sounds goofy, but I do think, in my opinion, I would tell anybody who's starting off in coffee for the first time or getting back into coffee like me that it's a good idea to get a very good flat burr budget grinder or whatever would be like your main grinder, and then I think getting a good conical budget style on the side might be a good way to go too. You know, I recently did a video on the Amaze Chef, and I don't have the top here because I stole the top and put in another one of my conicals in the kitchen that my son uses. But I have this Amaze Chef grinder. I know this is kind of hard to see in the camera here, but this is basically like a $70-$80 grinder. It's conical, and I'm super, super impressed with the performance you can get out of it. So if there are some really cool budget options to kind of have both. Why I think it's kind of cool to have both is you could experiment. You could mess around with different burrs. You could, if you're not quite dialing in the right way on a certain grind, you know, swap out your grinder a little bit. You know, that's something to think about. I know, folks. If you watch this later on Capote, he has two awesome niche grinders. Guys, you got to check out his channel. His channel is one of my favorites. It's like I've learned so much from him, but then he has his awesome music, and it's his great experience, and it feels like coffee ASMR, and like you're hanging out, and I dig it. This is where I love the coffee YouTube community. But he has two niche grinders. I think he uses one for, I think it's for light roast and dark roast, or his decaf and regular. Okay. But I dig it. I really like his setup so much. And that's kind of the thing that I'm talking about. So I'm really excited because I have the flat burr grinders here, but this is going to kind of scratch that itch of having a really high-end conical. So that's kind of why I'm excited about that. I cannot wait. I really am thankful that they sent this out to me. This was a unit that they used for testing when they first got the unit. So I really appreciative they thought about the channel here and having me do a full review video and breakdown. So big shout out to MiiCoffee. MiiCoffee is awesome, guys. I really like what MiiCoffee does. They're the ones that have the Apex. So they have the MiiCoffee Apex, and the version 2 is basically the successor to this. And it is awesome. That has the variable OPV on the side. So cool stuff. That's all I'm going to say. Cool stuff. I dig what they do. I love the grinders that they get. And so they're awesome. All right, guys, let's go ahead and use the Mokkom here. I'm reading your comment here. 22 Tom. Awesome. Oh my goodness, that's awesome. Yeah, that is really cool. You piqued my interest, my friend. That's awesome. There's like crazy stuff that could be kind of from other markets that just blow my mind. There's just no other way to say it. I really love watching YouTubers in coffee that are in other countries. I wish everyone would turn on their auto translate. On these videos later on, the auto translate gets turned on. And all my main videos, I leave that on because there's a lot of folks that are watching me internationally outside of the States. I love that. But I wish everyone did that because I have been watching a lot of international YouTubers on coffee. And y'all, sometimes they just get stuff we don't get here in the States. And it's cool. All right, so let's go ahead. This is the Mokkom. This is going to be more of a standard traditional espresso pull. I actually like where it's sitting for this. I'm going to go a tiny bit finer. This is stock. I have not changed these burrs yet. I do have the burrs coming pretty soon, sweet brews, and I'm debating using the Mokkom or using the new SHARDOR commercial grinder. I don't know which one I'm going to use. They both seem really cool. So this is that 80-20 split, 80%. Oh no, yes. This is the 80% Arabica, 20% Robusto. Okay. Just making sure I'm all clear. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. That is cool. Justin, reading your comment. Yeah, I'm telling you, light roast, awesome. Ethiopian, super good. I was actually really impressed by these. This is the second time I bought them. This is light roast Rwanda, and they're really all crazy cheap. I'm just gonna say it is economy style, more, more supermarket style, I should say, versus, of course, your regular single origin. But I don't know if these are from one producer. They're cheap. I guarantee they're probably not from one producer, but they are from one region. And I was actually really surprised on how good those were. So let's go ahead. I got my coffee. Let's get it into the portafilter here. Okay, as it's getting nice and hot. Yeah, guys, the sales right now for Gemini are pretty awesome. I need some space. I know that on their main site, they have the Owl at a really good rate. And it's also on sale, I believe, on Amazon. And then this is on sale right now, the Powerhouse. So there's a lot of good stuff out there for sure. Okay, so let's go ahead. This is the 20-gram iCap basket with the iCap portafilter. Okay. Ooh, it smells really good. Again, doing Lavanza's Super Crema. Basically, it's about it works out to about $5 a pound. So definitely not bad. Pretty good for a good staple. Okay. It's a medium roast. Typical Italian. Medium to dark, but I think this is more on the medium side. I love how this portafilter is squared because I know that I never have any like crazy give. So I love that. This comes, the basket I'm using is the one that it comes with. So it comes with a precision basket, and it's one of those that has that built-in mesh that makes it even like more, I guess, a better flow. So that's pretty cool. Okay. That's a really good one. All right. And just because I've been talking a lot with friends about what distributors to get. Alexis, if you're still watching, buddy, this is the Normcore. This is the Gravity. This runs about $39. This has been one of my favorite distributors. This is the iCap V6, okay? And I really love this one. If I was on a desert island and I had to choose, it pains me to say this, but it doesn't because they're a cool company. iCap is the one to actually get. I really like Normcore. Normcore is wonderful. You cannot go wrong. $40 is what this goes for. And they are awesome. iCap has this distributor, I think, for $25 right now. And that is really cool. The results I've been getting have been fantastic. And everyone's been sharing this on social media for a reason. So if you're looking for a budget quality where everything meets, this will not steer you wrong, my friends. Definitely will not steer you wrong. You know, I'm going to recommend that one over and over because it's just, the quality's there. One of the things is I probably should have used this earlier. I just wanted to show you guys really quick. I forget the manufacturer makes this one. It's not anyone that's big. But this is one of those adjustable. And when you're doing the step-down basket I was using, this is actually what I should have been doing, and I would recommend this because it fits pretty evenly onto the 58, even though it's a 51, but it has that adjustable height. So you're going to get that better results. Even though I was really happy with the shot. Let's take a little sip here. Still delicious. Okay, let's go ahead and hit this thing. Get a little tamp here. Okay. And let's add a puck screen. I think it looks nice and pretty. Okay. Puck screen right up top. Get it locked and loaded. Grab a cup. And see how we did. All right, let me get you all situated here. Okay. Make sure it's zeroed out correctly. If you're ever having a problem putting a scale onto your espresso machine and it doesn't get zeroed out, move it around. The feet could be in a wonky position. I don't know how else to say that. So just make sure that's, a lot of times that's what it is. Okay, pressure-wise, it's ramping up to about 9. Nice, sticking right at 9. So that's actually where I want it to be. At 20 and 13, it's going a little fast. I could actually tighten it up a bit, but I'm cool with the pressure. Let's stop it at 34, a little more than I wanted. 34 and 19 seconds, a little bit fast, but I'll take it. A little bit fast, but I'll take it. Again, just trying to make a good quick shot here. Okay. Just for comparison to the last one I did, just so you guys could kind of see my madness. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's get a little bit of a coffee for a test here. Oh, running out of room. Okay. It's coming at 13.7. So that is exactly where I'd want it to be. Right above a 12. Like I mentioned before, a lot of times, espresso range. Oops, knocking this thing all over today, guys. Espresso range typically is between 8 and 12 for standard shot. So I'm happy with that. A little above the standard. Came out a little fast. Let's give it a little taste. Okay. Oh, delicioso. Another really good shot. Very traditional. Happy with it. Good crema. If someone said, give me a textbook shot, I would say that would pretty much answer that question. Could I dial this in more and getting it a little bit slower? 100%. Let me talk about the good, bad, and the ugly when it comes to this Gemini. This Gemini, the version I have right here, I love it. I've had a lot of folks reach out to me who watched that first review video, and they're like, hey, do you still like it? How is it performing? This has been one of the best espresso machines I've ever bought. There's just hands down, I would buy it 10 times over again, okay? I think this thing is a beast. What it does not have in this espresso machine is an OPV. Now, I'm looking at it right now, but y'all can't see it. I have the Gemini sitting up on a shelf, the Gemini Owl. Gemini Owl has OPV. I've heard people modifying it to adjust it. It's not adjustable in the box, but if you open up the unit, move a compartment, do some stuff, do it at your own risk, you can adjust the OPV, okay? It does have three-way solenoid, and it does have the heated portafilter E61 style group head. That alone kind of pushes it above even this. But I'm just going to tell you guys, for the price, this is a boiler system. There is some flow control that you have up here. It doesn't have the OPV, but that's all it's missing. It's got PID control. It's got the hybrid system with boiler and the basically thermal block for the steam one. Y'all, it's really cool. If you were looking for the ultimate best machine, the MiiCoffee with the version 2, DOS would be the way to go. But I am so happy with this. And if you're looking for a good budget machine, you really can't go wrong at that price point, guys. 100%. But yeah, guys, I'm super excited. I got some really cool stuff coming, in the next couple weeks. So definitely make sure you're subscribed. I have the MiiCoffee DC63 with a titanium 63 burrs. I have the big brother to this and big brother to this, the SHARDOR 64 millimeter flat burr grinder that's commercial size and in commercial. It's like heavy, the heavy beast, the tank version. So, guys, I'm super excited. I really appreciate you hanging with me. If you ever have any questions, do not hesitate. Let me know. If you need a link to anything, I always share affiliate links, guys. A small percentage goes back to my wife and I. She also has a YouTube channel. We share it, and it really helps me buy beans. I go through a lot of beans all the time doing these live streams, and that it does help out a little bit. So I always appreciate it. You guys, I appreciate you the most. Thanks for hanging with me. It is Thursday. We're almost to Friday. Almost to the weekend. I need the weekend. I don't know about you guys, but I really need the weekend. Hope you have a great one, okay? Thanks for hanging.